Instagram comes up, and we'll get it on and popping. Y'all know what it is. You know what it is. And Instagram is up and running. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another week of Dad Mentality. We're here for y'all today. Today we're doing our segments. We're also going to have a conversation on having the tough talk with your kids and your teenagers, having that conversation that we all have to have as parents. And also we're going to have the discussion if the commanders are real. So y'all know what it is. Welcome to Dad Mentality.
What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, they get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I'll be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Sometimes we gotta fix our mental. Or maybe it's not meant to be a dad, a father, that's what men do. I made a promise to my kids, that's what I do. I just want them to do things better than I do. Or better yet, better things that I did. What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, they get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I'll be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Welcome to the show, shout out to the coach. And Matty Ice, Ice Cold Crypto. And each one, teach one. That's mentality. We just try to reach one. What is that's mentality?
Hello, welcome to Dad's Mentality. Thank you for joining us again. It's another week. We're glad to see you out here joining us today. As y'all know, I don't do it by myself. Of course, I got all my boys with me as we go down this journey. We've been together since we were 4 years old. Vance Robs, aka Coach. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, how's it going today? How you doing?
Man, living life good. Y'all know him as the diversified hustler, the ice cream man, also know him as wealthy and blessed. Welcome to the stage again, Matty Ice Cold Crypto. What's up, Matty? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing excellent, man. Happy to be here. About y'all, fellas.
Man, I am glad. It's a great week. I see you rocking that fresh hat, sir. That joint looking fresh, brother. I'm glad to see you got it.
Hey, this a throwback, man. You can't even find these no more, man.
I hear you. We gotta
get one for Coach though, man.
Yeah. Coach really wants to come back. He just you know how it is when you broke up with that girlfriend of your life and shit, and you ain't trying to go back and see her no more. You don't even want to drive in her neighborhood. That's how he acting right now.
Back, yo.
Stuff
like that.
Your mic going in and out on it.
You know what I'm saying?
He was rocking that hat with pride last week, man.
Nah, buddy, I don't look back. I don't look back. You might turn into a pillar of salt. You know what I mean? You never know.
All right. Your mic is going in and out, but we're gonna get ready and get into what it do. Y'all know it's Dad Mentality, so we're gonna go into these mental health check-ins and see how everybody's doing. Now you got an echo. I don't know if those earbuds. All right, they're gone now. You must have cut them off. All right, you good. It's good. Echo's good. Anyway, we're gonna get into this week and do our mental health check-ins. I'm gonna go ahead and let Matty Ice start us off this week. Matty Ice.
I'm a little higher this week. Last week I said I was at 6.5. 7. So I'm more at a 7.5 this week, man. Again, like I like to feel good, feel optimistic about things that's going on. So I always try to, keep that positive mindset. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier than others. But had a few things come across my plate this week that got me, feeling good about some opportunities. Had a business meeting over the weekend with some clients who are doing some things, who want me to be a part of some of the stuff that they're doing. So I'm trying to put some stuff together for them. So I'm feeling good about that. That prospect, and hopefully a good partnership with some things that'll be very good for my ice cream business. So definitely looking forward to that. And then of course I'm diversified hustler. So something else came across my path that should hopefully bring in some income, over this fall winter season going into the spring and summer. So I'm putting that in place, So I'm looking for some partners in that. So man, if anybody out there looking for an opportunity, man, looking to earn some extra money, without having to come out the pocket with no money, I'm actually just looking for some partners to help me with a few things, So y'all can reach out to me for that. So when the money's looking up, man, it's not about money, but like I feel better, man. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm feeling optimistic about my bank account, I feel a lot better, So I'm feeling all right this week, So
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. For the people watching out there, please put in the comments how you feeling this week from 0 to 10. Mental health is very important. You should definitely, if you don't talk to, your mental health specialist or your doctor, your family, talk to somebody, make sure you get that mental health right. So, we already got a couple people shout outs to my man Brian, who's highlighting us to his people.
Man, that's my boy. That's my boy right there. My brother Brian Shanklin. Yeah, man. Good brother right there. Appreciate you stopping through.
All right. We also got the great, I guess I call her lady number one, Olivia, who's we call her our favorite, one of our favorite guests from the past.
Oh yeah, well. And I my beautiful wife. I can't. And then also we celebrated 20 years of marriage this week. So you know what I mean.
Oh, man.
So 20 years. So.
Yeah, don't leave that out. All right, so you gotta tell us what y'all did. What y'all gonna do?
Man, man, we just do us, man. We've been together for so long. We don't have to do nothing extravagant, man. We celebrate every day. So we we ate good, usual, spent the day together, riding around doing our thing, man, and did our favorite thing, eat seafood, and it just was together with the fam, so.
All right, ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. All right, what about you, Coach? I got an echo somewhere.
My man, I think over the last week I've gone up a little bit. I'm up to a 7. You know what I'm saying? Things are progressing, faster now. So starting to get, healthy. You know what I'm saying? Starting to kind of push myself on a daily basis. Fatigue is no longer there, so I'm pretty good there. Pretty good week last week overall. The family's doing well. You know what I mean? Wife's business is starting to pick up. So you know what I'm saying, she's getting a little busy. And my 2 college kids are doing really well. It's interesting. They've actually been checking in with me and the wife over the last 2 weeks pretty consistently. I don't know if they're homesick. Well, one of them ain't homesick. She's been home twice already this semester. But even the boy up in Rhode Island, I mean, he's even been checking in. He's doing really well. So getting exactly what he just, needs up there, getting more social and so forth, which is really good for him. So all in all, I still put myself at a 7, still not back to 100% yet, but I'm on my way there. So, and that's all that I can, really ask for. So, which is good.
Absolutely. If anybody watching on my page, you got to go to the dad_mentality page, please. That way we can see your post. Louville's on there. He said he is a 10 and he's feeling great. He's happy to see the stream. So he was like, I guess he watched something. I guess he was talking about grief. So he said that was a great episode. Anyway. But yeah, go to Dad Mentality to post your posts. That way we can see them and put them out there. Appreciate that. So for me, I had a very good weekend. I got this shirt on. It's play with it, don't play with it. This is our girl, Althea McFarlane shirt. I went to her comedy show It was hosted by Lee, and she was the headliner of the night. Y'all know Althea McFarlane, aka Reese, from the Morning Mac show. Had a very great time hanging out with them. Took the wife out, and we had a great time, and went out to dinner, and just enjoyed. We had a stressful week the week before, so I kind of felt like we needed a date night to really just to release some of that stress and tension we had for like the last couple of weeks. So I took her out. We did, went to this restaurant. Wasn't that expensive. We just got some burgers and stuff, had a couple drinks, and just, enjoyed the conversation and stuff. Then went and saw a great comedy show. So, if you're looking for a comedy show in the DMV area, make sure you check them out. All right, there we go. Louisville. He's in Dad Mentality. Said, what's up, y'all? Good evening. So the comments, I'll put them in as we have time in between when we're talking. But if you have any comments, let us know. Let us know you're there. Please, like I said, tell us where you are from 0 to 10. And hopefully everybody is doing good. So, So, fellas, this week we're going to get into our topics and, have a good time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this music ready. We'll go ahead and start with Coach this week with, Money Talks. So, hold on. As soon as I find it, get myself ready. Where is it at, Money? Come on. I got to get myself better this shit. But anyway, here we go. I think it's this one of these.
Where am I going to get my money?
That's the old one.
Hey, I'm Kramer.
Nope, that one ain't it either. All right, we're going to make it work somehow.
What money? Oh, wait a minute. You talking about the money? The money that I owe you. I'm going to pay you, man. Look at me, man. You know I'm going to pay you. And I got your phone calls when you call. Every time you call, I try to call.
There you go.
Somebody stole my phone. Stole my goddamn phone. Can you believe that shit?
There you go. Here we go. Here's the one I was looking for. There we go.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar,
Bill.
dollar. Cheating, bling, bling, chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
All right, Coach. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I had an interesting conversation last week with a couple people. I want to get y'all's thoughts on it. You know what I mean? About money, right? So, question of the day is this. And I think I know where Maddie's going to land on this. And Rodney, I'm not sure where you would land on it. But the question of the day is this. Should you or should you not keep a certain amount of cash in the house? Because right now we've gotten so used to cryptocurrency, digital assets, you know what I'm saying? Cash in the bank, you know what I'm saying? Your paycheck's going in the bank, all of that stuff. Should we or should we not keep some form of cash around for us?
All right. I get the answer first.
So are you asking a question or you about to go in?
I'm asking a question. And then I'll elaborate on some research that I did.
All right, I'll go first. Yeah, I do keep cash in my house. Yes.
Where you keep it at?
I keep it with my gun.
I knew both of y'all was gonna go that route.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is clearly with my gun. and let me tell you something. I have more bullets than I have cash. I promise you that. Because I feel like if something go wrong, bullets are more important than cash.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And we getting
what
to
my
that
man
point,
say from Baby Boy, guns and butter, baby, guns and butter.
You know what I'm saying? So and recently my wife has been on this thing about this kick. She done built a damn shelter in the basement of our house where she got all this shit hiding back there. And I love her to death. I let her do it. I'm sitting here like, can I at least get one bottle of water? All these bottled waters we got back here. But
you know, like, go buy some bottled water. That water for just in case.
She talking about buy more bullets.
Yeah,
buy more bullets. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying I think we all was kind of on that doing. I know we was when the pandemic was around.
So that's what I was gonna say that. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think about like just the apocalypse and everything going. Honestly, if the apocalypse happens, you ain't gonna need no cash anyway. Like
Exactly.
Let's call it
Exactly.
spade,
So
right?
that's the thing. Like, but I do think you should keep cash. I'm a component of cash and also precious metals. I used, was in the precious metals and used to teach people how to purchase silver, whatever. So I'm still on that, like buying gold, silver, safe in your house. So I definitely say you do want to have it, because if anything, like if we hit an apocalypse or something like that crazy, then people not gonna be worried about cash, but people still will accept cash. But you're not gonna be able to go to the ATM to get cash. Banks will be closed. So you want to have some type of means of exchange. Whether that's cash, whether that's gold, silver, or something like that. Because we're gonna go back to more of a bartering system if anything like that happens. You know what I mean? Like we don't have electricity, but it's gonna be crazy if we hit that extreme. Cash may be the least of your worries. It's gonna be the strong survive, and if you got cash but somebody else got guns, or you got food and resources and they got bullets, they coming to get it.
They're coming to get it. Yeah, you got.
So,
we can talk about home defense one time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Like,
so,
you know what I mean?
but
it spawned into that, right?
Yeah, but without that aspect, I definitely say you do want to, if you are capable of it, you want to have some type of cash or either precious metals or something like that in your home. Just something outside the financial system.
So okay, so that's on the apocalypse level, right? So let's just think about on just the personal level. Let's just say your identity gets stolen and they take all your cash out the bank.
Yeah, that's happened.
Let's talk about that and the benefit of having cash in your home.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people think apocalypse, I don't need all the cash, I don't need all that. But guess what? It could take some time for you to get your bread back and you be cash strapped, not being able to use your credit cards. Credit cards can be maxed out and you actually need the cash, right? So I was reading an article the other day on Bankrate, right? And they had suggested, you know what I mean, that, hey, keep 2 months worth of basic necessities worth of cash in your house, right? So whether or not that's a mortgage payment and food for the month or 2 months, you know what I'm saying? Or even just food for 2 months and let the mortgage payment and all that figure itself out once you get back. But I think what you should do is kind of add up all of your basic necessities, gas, food, whatever else you may need, you know what I'm saying, for the 2 months worth of expenses and keep that amount of cash. I wouldn't necessarily go into keeping your whole 2 months worth of mortgage payments, your whole 2 months worth of car payments. I wouldn't keep a total 2 month budget, but I would keep 2 months worth of bare necessities worth of cash in the household. Because
you can't pay your damn mortgage with cash anymore. Where the hell are you going to take it to?
Exactly.
You could, but that's more work. I just tell them the shit. The bank got my money. You going to have to wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They usually work. They'll work with you. It all depends on your relationship.
But groceries, you need groceries. You need.
Yeah, that's what I'll be using the cash. I tell you what, if the bank's closed or they got my shit, they got my money locked up. The last thing I'm gonna pay is my mortgage. I'm gonna tell you that they're gonna have to kick me the hell out before I die.
Hey, your car note, right? You ain't paying that. You may pay your cell phone bill. You may walk into a Verizon store, pay your cell phone bill because you need to. But you know what I'm saying? But what you should do is, you know what I'm saying, add up all of your actual true necessities. You know what I'm saying? And have just that amount of cash, or 1 or 2 months of that amount of cash. That's not going to equal a lot. You know what I'm saying? To where I ain't going to say if you get robbed or you lose it or your house get broken into or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It won't cripple you unless you're in that situation.
Those are, you know what I mean? Those are, extenuating circumstances. Usually that's not going to happen. And you want to, you know what I mean, keep it somewhere safe in your house. You know what I mean? Like, you can invest in a safe, man. You can get a nice safe for, less than $200. You know what I mean, and keep it in.
If you got guns, you should have a safe.
Yeah,
That's
fact.
simple. That's simple gun, gun etiquette right there. I mean, in real life and just having kids, I mean, that's something I tell people all the time, because they got safes now that you can buy that you can get in faster than you could if you put it in your drawer or underneath
Yep.
your bed or,
Well,
something
depending
like
on
that.
depending on the type of guns you got have depending on the size of the safe you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about a handgun compared
Okay,
to like a
yeah.
shotgun
They got
or
all types
AR.
of. You ain't even gotta have a safe for that. Well, somebody can, but they got locks for, you know what I mean, like just for safety. You know what I mean?
Well, my shotgun is out. I just have all my shotgun ammo is in the safe.
So it's not loaded.
No.
It's gonna take a long time to load that shotgun up, baby. Gotta
Huh?
keep that.
I ain't worried about, but
Yeah,
the handgun is. You know what I'm saying?
But the handgun in the safe though.
Huh?
But the handgun in the safe.
But my safe takes less than 2 seconds to open. I got just beep, finger right on that joint.
Oh.
I got the fingerprint joint.
The thing about it is like truth be told, if you defending your home for your expenses that you keep it for necessities, you got way bigger problems than somebody breaking in your home for that, right?
Yeah.
But as far as you know what I'm saying, just the financial aspect of it, I agree that it's a good idea to keep, you know what I'm saying, at least a month or two worth of cash for your basic necessities. For those extenuating circumstances, not apocalypse, but maybe your identity theft, maybe you're in an area where hurricanes are and they ain't got access to money. You know what I mean? Some kind of, you know what I'm saying, natural disaster where you just need the cash to get out, right?
Yeah, fact.
You know what I mean? And that in and of itself, you know what I'm saying, well, one, it'll make you disciplined enough to have money around and not spend it. You know what I'm saying? And two, you know what I'm saying, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable in case of some of those emergency situations. Make sure you got it, of course, in a fireproof safe like we all talking about. You know what I mean? In case something happens, God forbid, something happens to your actual home or whatever else. But I think that it's definitely a good idea that, you know what I'm saying, people should do that. And just a suggestion, you know what I'm saying, add up your monthly necessities. You know what I'm saying? Find out whatever that is and work towards, you know what I'm saying, putting that money aside so that you have it, you know what I'm saying, in case of, you know what I'm saying, just bare emergencies. So.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Agreed.
Right. There we go. That's Money Talks. So now we're going to get into technology corner with you know who he is, Mr. Bitcoin himself, Matty Ice Cold Crypto.
Mr. Bitcoin, bring me money.
There we go, Mr. Bitcoin. All right, so I don't know what you're gonna talk about, but I always like to mess with you about Bitcoin and I don't even know where it's at no more. I sold mine.
Hey, that's why you need to get back in the game, man. I'm actually going to speak on Bitcoin tonight, man. Bitcoin is money and technology, and I honestly believe technology and money are overlapping nowadays. You know what I mean? So if you look at most of the most profitable stocks and investments, anything that's in technology is based on AI. And then all of that stuff kind of is overlapping into the financial arenas. You know what I mean? But right now, you know, man, as we speak, Bitcoin is looking good, man. Over the last week is up, you know what I mean, over almost 6%, is back up to 66,000, trying to get back to its all-time high of 70,000. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's why I always talk about dollar cost averaging if you able to, you know what I mean? Like I honestly, like, you know, I mean, over these last few months, I haven't been able to invest as I would want to. But if you were able to, as it took its pullback, you would be smiling right now. So all those weeks you was like, oh, what's going on with Bitcoin? That's the time when you're supposed to be buying. Yeah. And again, but you have to understand the technology and you have to believe in the investments that you're doing, or you're not going to, you know what I mean, stand firm when the price goes down. But that's just like we talking about we trying to put money up, or if you were stacking waters or you were stacking something up and you went in the grocery store and you saw cases of water was on sale for $1 a case, what you gonna do? you're gonna buy a lot of water that day. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the value of water. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing, if you understand where you think Bitcoin is going to go, or not even say Bitcoin, like a stock, like everybody was heavy on Nvidia and it was pumping. But then Nvidia stock, you know what I mean? They did the split, the stock went down, people sold it, but now we are so short-minded, people got out of it. But now look at Nvidia. If you would have just kept buying as it was falling, you'll be back up. So you just got to understand what you're buying and why you're buying, and hold your guns to it and continue to purchase through the ebbs and flows, through the swings. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a difference between trading and investment, and you have to decide whether or not you're a trader or you're an investor. If you're an investor, you should be looking out anywhere from 3 to 5 years. If you're trading, you know, I mean, you're swing trading. Swing trading may be day trading is day by day, you know what I mean, within the next 24 to 48 hours. Swing trading maybe a couple of days to next week. And then there's, you know, more long-term trading where you may hold something for a month or so. But investing is usually you're looking at what it's going to do for you over the next 12, 24, 36 months type things, or even longer. So when it comes to Bitcoin or just cryptocurrency in general, again, I believe that market is still very young. But if you don't know anything about it, Bitcoin is where you want to start. And I believe we are going to crack that 100,000 on Bitcoin very soon. Once we get through this 70, I believe we would have already got through 100,000 if some of the bigger players in the market didn't get in. I believe they are controlling it, kind of manipulating it and slowing it down a little bit with the ETFs and the futures markets on Bitcoin. But I do believe it is going to crack 100,000.
What would be the purpose of them slowing it down?
What do you mean? You say again?
You said some of the bigger people are slowing it down. What would be the purpose of them to slow it down?
Just because they don't want they wanted the whole value, but they don't want the price of it to go up too fast while they're accumulating it. They're trying to still control the market, so they're trying to scare people like me and you out of it. To get your Bitcoin, because it's a finite asset. There's only a certain amount of it, so they can't just control it and create more of it out of thin air. So they want you to sell your Bitcoin to them. You know what I mean? To get you out the market. So they don't want it to go to $1 million yet. They want it. You know what I mean? They've been talking about why it wasn't a good investment for years, but now that they're in it, they have given it some legitimacy. But they still want to scare you out the market. They don't want it to go up, because if it was going up, you wouldn't have never sold. You know what I'm saying? You saw it. You saw it going down. So wow, your value is still up. You're like, let me go ahead and get this. But instead of holding on to it, and that's what they're doing. So they want more people like you to sell.
Oh, you ain't had to shoot it to me like that, dog. I mean, I felt like that was a shot. I mean,
what definitely was a shot.
That was unnecessary.
Shotgun, like it wasn't even a handgun joint. You know?
Well, I told you I was going to Bali, so I wanted to spend every dollar I could.
But that's the beautiful thing about it. Like I told you, like I wish I still held more Bitcoin, but I'm grateful that I did get in. But you got to take profit. You know what I mean? I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day before we get off the subject, and it's like this. So let's say, for instance, you was a person who got into Bitcoin when it was 10 cents. You would be foolish to not have taken any profits by now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the name of the game. Is so it's different for everybody where you're taking profit at, depending on where you got in. It's very few people who bought Bitcoin at $1. They still may hold some, but they sold a lot. You know what I mean? Like once you see that number hit your number, you're gonna take profit. So at the same time, everybody's number's different. You got in, it wasn't, you know what I mean? That's not your main investment, but you looking at it like, oh shit, I put $500 in, my $500 is now worth 3,000, and you looking at it like, hey, I need that 3,000 right now to take care of something. You both, yeah, that's the reason why you invested in it. You know what I mean? To take profit from it. Like you, because a lot of people would just sit on it and then never take profit, and then it could pull back and you don't take profit. So I never get on anybody for taking profit. You know what I mean? That's the one thing you can't be mad is taking profit and making money. You know what I'm saying? Because you always gonna wish you may have held long, or you wish you bought more. I don't care what investment, not just Bitcoin or stock or anything. If you're gonna wish you may have gotten more, but if you made profit, you're winning. You know what I'm saying? If you sold it at a profit, you're winning. You know what I mean? I say that jokingly to people like, damn, but if you need to sell. You know what I'm saying? Because I've sold, you know what I mean? Like I'm the biggest proponent, but if you need to sell to take care of whatever you need to take care of, that was the reason why you did it. You know what I mean? That's why you had that nest egg sitting on the side. You know what I mean? Like some shit comes up, you gotta take care of. And I believe, and this is my true belief, man, money is a renewable resource. You know what I mean? Sometimes we hold on money so tight, you know what I mean? But that's why it's called currency, man. Currency is meant to flow, it's meant to move. You meant to reinvest it. You're not meant to just sit on it, you know what I mean? To be honest, like, you know what I mean, you sit on a certain amount because you want to, you know, have money for emergencies. But man, some of the, like Elon Musk took, like, we all know it got a little something else to it, but he took his last money to invest, you know what I mean, in something he believed in. You know what I mean? Like, so if you have money that you can put to work for you, put it to work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For sure.
And and I know that's a little bit on the money, but I'm always investing in technology. Like that's I like the future. You know what I mean? Like I like old school cars, nigga, but give me some new shit. Like I like the future. I like new stuff. So I like technology, man. I think and technology is the future, man. You know what I mean? Like that's why we able to sit here and have this conversation, because of technology.
So do you have a new tech that you're looking at, or something that you're interested in that you would tell people to look into?
Nothing I want to speak on at the moment. You know what I mean? Nothing I want to speak on at the moment, but there are a lot of bubbling new things that are coming out that I do believe are going to be things that we are going to use on a daily basis. I don't have one particular one that I could say is going to be the de facto what it's going to be, because there's kind of several, but there's different things in definitely in financial areas that we're going to use on a daily basis, things that are dealing with our cars, and definitely things that are going to allow the workforce to be totally different than how the workforce looks today, that I think are going to be investments. Because you know, just to say how they say people are going to get out of work, I just honestly believe we are going to lose jobs, but there is going to be something on the back end that's going to allow people who are aware to be able to replace that income through other artificial means, man. Like it's moving fast. That's all I can say. Like you have to be in tune. It's moving fast day by day. Like by 2025, I believe a lot of things that we do daily is going to change. Like it used to take 20 years for things to happen. But now the way how fast information gets out there, it takes about, you know what I mean, the same thing that took 20 years only takes 5 years now. So I believe by the year 2030, a lot of things are going to look different.
Okay. All right, fellas. All right. When we get into next topic, which will be entertainment by, you know, your very own Beast One.
My patience is waning. Is this entertaining?
All right. So I just wanted to talk this week about some shows that I brought them up last week. I kind of want to go more into depth about them. because it sparked a lot of new conversation in my household, especially with my teenage daughter. So of course I gotta give I guess somebody his credit. I guess he over there cheesing all hard and shit. So, but Coach, told me to check out these shows. Well, he didn't tell me about the other one that I'm gonna talk about, but he told me about Uglies. Uglies is on Netflix. It stars Joey King and Keith Powers and also Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black. If you haven't seen it or heard about it, it's a futuristic show. It's based off of a book. I haven't read the book. My daughter now wants to read the book, so I'm assuming that we're going to get it soon. But it's a futuristic show about teenagers who go to school, and at 16, they have the ability to become what society views perfect. And it's just, of course, the features that they feel they want. Everybody on there has like a feature that they don't like about themselves, and that's usually like their nickname. Like there's Squint, and then there's Nose or some shit like that, or different names like that show that what they're considered ugly. And when they turn 16, they have the option to become pretty. The pretties, and then they go to a whole nother side of course they use to go across the bridge to the other side, where now everybody there is pretty and happy and living a party every day and this, that, and the other. But of course there's all kinds of things that come with basically selling yourself for that lifestyle. So it's a good show. I suggest that anybody with a teenager, especially a teenage girl, because nowadays society is makes views, and even our show, like this show, views and likes is what society is judging you on now. You know what I'm saying?
Attention, man. Attention.
Especially like on your teenagers for Instagram and all this other kind of stuff. They're posting stuff just to get likes. They're posting stuff just to get views. It reminded me of another episode on Black Mirror. I don't know if you fellas have y'all watched the Black Mirror series before?
Yeah, you hit me to that. I don't like all of them. I watched like a few episodes that I like, the topic I like.
Yeah, Black Mirror, every episode is different, so it's very hit or miss. You know what I'm saying, in my opinion, because some of the episodes I feel like we don't relate to. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I said I watched a few, and they were good. The ones that I can't, but I got what you said. They are very different, but
it's very similar to the episode they had where people's opinion of you was currency.
Yeah, or the joint. What was the one where you had a replay of what you saw?
Replay, yeah. But I'm talking about for this. Yeah, I'm talking about for this for the Uglies. Have you watched?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about for the show The Uglies. It's very compared to that episode where your likes were your currency and people had to like you and this, that, and the other was your currency. So in other words, if you got one on that episode, like one bad review could tank your credit score. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like life in China. You got a social credit score in China.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah,
I've heard that. But it's similar to that episode is very similar to that. In just the whole, but it's about having that conversation. Then, my thing is whenever you watch something like that, you really have to have that conversation with your child. You know what I'm saying? Like to get them to understand exactly what's going on, that life isn't about it's about, we talk about this, your emotional intelligence. It's about how much you love yourself, because it doesn't matter if you don't love yourself, then no one, you can't love anyone, and no one can love you because you're not happy with yourself, in my opinion. So it's a very good episode. I mean a very good movie. I suggest you watch it with your teenagers, or just watch it yourself if you're into that stuff. It's a book behind it. Coach, you know the name of the book?
Which one? The Uglies?
Yeah. Is it up?
It's called The Uglies, and the second book is The Pretties.
Oh, okay.
And the
Oh, I'm
third
gonna check it
book,
out. I thought it was a show. You said it's a
It's a movie.
It's
movie.
just a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, I watch.
yeah,
Yeah.
the second
Uh,
book is called The Pretties. I want to say the third book is called The Outcast, and it's a fourth book that I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what the fourth one is. But
Yeah.
my teenage daughter, well, not teenage daughter, my college daughter actually read these books in middle school and high school.
Okay.
So they're really, really good books.
All right. And how did your kids think about the movie? What'd you think? And what
I thought
was your
I
opinion?
thought the movie was great. I actually watched it with my 11-year-old and my 8-year-old, the movie. And they both understood, right? They understood the message. They were blown because it was only book one. You know what I mean? But the movie was only about book one. But the message in that first movie is so significant for young girls and parents to have that discussion, because, and boys for that matter, like any teenage child that you have or middle school child that you have, because it kind of helps you with the conversation about their value, right?
Yeah.
And not devaluing themselves because of what other people say. So I mean, I love the movie. So I thought it was outstanding. So, and my kids loved it too. Wife loved it. So it was a really good movie.
Check it out.
All right. Yeah. It was really good. So we got Phil Page. He chimed in. Y'all know him from last week. He said it was a really great book. I guess he read it.
Oh, man.
That's good. Good to
Oh,
know.
what's good, Phil?
All right. Hey, just so y'all know, we got people watching this on Twitch this week.
I
Skrilla
see, I
83
see.
came in and said it was up on Twitch, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, so I thought it was a good show. I thought it was definitely good, something to talk to your kids about. And so the next thing I wanted to talk to y'all that I found on Peacock was a show called Found. Now this is a not seasonal show, but an episode show. It's not a movie. And this has your girl Shanola Hampton. She's from Shameless. If you're familiar with Shameless, she is V from Shameless, and she is the star of this, which I always loved her in Shameless, so I was happy to see her in this. Gabrielle Walsh and Brett Patton also star in this. Now, this is a show about people being taken and different ways. So it's not just about kids being taken off the street or kidnapped from their parents or this, that, and the other. They talk about the unhoused. They talk about people going through adoption. There's so many different things, but what they do highlight is the people that are not getting the attention, the undocumented migrant who can't go to the police. Like I said, the unhoused that usually if they're missing, they figure they either just moved and went off somewhere, or even a drug addict where they figure he's just on a drug bender or something like that. And it also, of course, the young Black women in the DMV area. This show is based in DC, and they do discuss a lot about our young Black girls being snatched and not being put on the news and not being put on these other cycles as if if they had blonde hair, blue eyes. And then they always assume that she ran off with a boyfriend or something like that, opposed to really trying hard to look for kids. And I see this all the time in this area of alerts and things like that of young Black women being taken. And I felt like the show really gives a different outlook other than how people are taken, other than the typical joint where you see on TV where they're doing some kind of kidnap or ransom. Is the show's based about it. And then the other thing I love about it is that on the show, all the people who are looking for these kids all have trauma, and they all have different traumas. So they also shows how to deal with your different trauma than everybody else. It gives you all these different aspects of how to deal with trauma. Some good and some bad. Now I'm not going to give the whole premise of the show of what happens, but you know, it is a very good show, something that I definitely feel that you should watch with your children, and then also have that conversation with them about them being safe and being smart. You know, I feel that
Yeah.
any young lady should take a self-defense class.
I agree.
Should have some type of, you know, I feel like as a father, we have to have, you know, I've told y'all before, my daughter knows how to use a firearm. I've educated her. She is very smart, you know, very smart to understand. And I mean, not even just for the safety of her using it, but if she's in a circumstance where she needs to, you know, disable a weapon, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that she can be safe. Or if the weapon becomes available to her, how to know how to use it. You know, this all stuff that I feel that even women and young Black women and just, I mean, even boys, everybody should know. I mean, the great thing about education, in my opinion, when it comes to firearms, if you educate them, then you know, you never know when that's going to be useful in some point of our life. But we've all come to grips. I know I have come to issue where I had a gun, you know, pointed at me or whatever the case may be, and the knowledge that I had let me know what, you know, what I should do or how. Because the thing is, if you don't educate your kids, they may think that it's okay that this person is waving a gun around. You know, one of
Yeah.
their friends at a party or something like that. They're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna be cool and just be quiet." You know what I'm saying? When actually, no, you need to get the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not being done in a professional manner, then you need to have the education to know you need to leave. You know what I'm saying? And get out of there and take whoever else you can with you. So that was all, you know, that conversation is something I have. Coach, did you watch Found? Have you watched that?
I watched the first, I think, 2 episodes so far. And like, to your point, it kind of spoke. The first episode kind of tells you what it's really all about. They're looking for the people that nobody else is looking for, right? You know what I mean? The people that don't have that attention. Yeah, and like you said, some people are on national news when their kids are missing, and some people aren't.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a lot of kids in this area that for continuously now, and even in the past, a lot of girls have gone missing, a lot of kids have gone missing. I mean, there was an Amber Alert this morning in this area.
Yeah, I got that joint.
Yeah, I got it too.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, and I think that was for a little boy up in Clarksville or somewhere like that. They got in a car or something of that nature. But it was it's definitely a.
Oh, I lost you, Coach.
You went mute.
You went mute.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Now I hear you. Now I don't. Hold on. Let me.
There you go. Now he was back. He hit mute.
There we go.
But yeah.
The problem is
There
I
you
hear
go.
now. I hear your music rolling.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't
I
hear
don't know
no
why it
music.
does that. Yeah, I don't either. I'm sorry. You might have to
But-
leave and come back in.
But yeah, but just following up on what Coach say, like, I agree on the same way, man. You just want to educate your kids, and sometimes a show could be a way to I guess bring it to their attention, you know what I mean, in the way that they can digest it, because sometimes we may not give it to them in a form that they can understand. So sometimes
Is
a
it
show
still
that they
going?
like could
No, come back in.
No, I'm good now.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
a show
Oh,
or
I
something.
turned it all the way down. So I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, you good, but it could be something that, you know, man, a show is a good form to sometimes share some of these messages. So I have watched shows before. I was watching with my kids. I'm like, oh yeah, nah, they need to watch this joint. You know what I mean? And then while we watching it, sometimes they get mad at me because I pause the joint and be like, man, you understand what they was talking about? Then they be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you did you catch that right there? You know what I mean? But I definitely agree with it. Like some shows though that I don't watch just because I think it could be just maybe something I got in me. I don't like really watching shows that bring up certain emotions in me sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I don't really want to watch a show that's gonna make me cry. Like like.
Oh yeah, this show will make you cry, dog.
It's real life shit going on out here that I can deal with that could make me cry. If that's the road I want to go down to. So I don't try to bring all that into. So if I'm watching a show, you know what I mean, it's usually for entertainment. You know what I mean? If I'm watching YouTube or watching something like that, I'm trying to learn how to do something. But sometimes a lot of these emotional shows, I'm not gonna fake. That's not what I'm trying to watch. You know what I'm saying? But I get it though. You know what I mean? And I teach my kids real life information just through things that I've been through. You know what I mean? My kids have seen my ups and downs. You know what I mean? They done seen things that I've been through in our lifetime that they like, oh yeah, I seen dad deal with that. I ain't trying to go down that road. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like so. But I definitely get it though. Sometimes you do need to use these tools and sometimes shows and videos and different things. But I usually watch it first, and then when I'm watching it, I'll try to. But my kids are a little bit older now, so I did that now. But my kids are, you know what I mean, grown. My son is 25, my daughter's 22, so they sometimes they bring me stuff that they going through, you know what I mean, and then we'll deal with it that way. But I'm blessed that I feel like I've done a okay job, that my kids haven't really done nothing too wild where I'm like, man, what the fuck was you, excuse me, what was you thinking about? You know what I'm saying? But it's more like I bet, like, and I've always kept it honest with my kids. You can ask them, I always told them, man, before you lie to me, just tell me what's good. You know what I mean? So we can figure it out. Like keep it 100 with me. You know what I mean? And they've done that. Like, don't like just holler at me. Like, just holler at me. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite because I know I wasn't perfect. So I ain't gonna sit here and be a hypocrite and jump down your back or you know what I mean, just because you made a mistake. Like, because yeah, my mother didn't like a lot of stuff that I did, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, I wish it was more of an open door policy, you know what I mean? So maybe before I made the choice, I could have came. So if you're thinking about doing something wild, like, you know, you can come holler at me like, nah, hey man, dad, I got into it with this dude. I'm about to go do X, Y, and Z. Nah, hold up. You can come to me. Let's talk about this before you go jump off the bridge. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or come holler at me. So if you are going to do something, at least go do it right. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, come talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely hear you. Yeah, then I mean, that goes to, so now I'm gonna ask you this question because I know your kids are older, and you too, Coach, you have older kids too. But have you ever had that conversation where you had to basically, I don't want to use the word force, but you had to tell them, hey, look, you ain't got no choice on this. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. Like, I'm trying to do, even though you don't see I'm trying to help you, I know that this is something that's going to help you. Like, there's no way that we can do this. Like, I mean, I can go back to mixed martial arts with my daughter. And I mean, I'm just giving this as an instant. This is not what I'm talking about, but it became a time where my daughter is a very passive person. We're talking about middle school. My daughter is very passive. She wants everybody to be her friend. She wants to be everybody's friend. My daughter has, this is the reason why she went into nursing, is because she has a genuine I care for you attitude. You know what I'm saying? But then she was getting bullied at school. So I took her and I put her in mixed martial arts. Did she want to be in mixed martial arts? No. Did she fight me against it? Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, this is for your safety. Now I'm going to talk more about today. Like, and I'll be honest with y'all, I had to have that same type of conversation, but now my daughter's 17. You know what I'm saying? Now she's 17, and and she bucked back at me, you know what I'm saying? And I looked at her and I said, look, I'm okay with you being angry because I know that everything that I'm doing is out of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you don't see it now, there's going to be a day that you're going to see what I'm trying to do here and what's the real truth opposed to what you're trying to create in your mind, because you can't take this and say that I'm doing something bad. You know what I'm saying? You may not like it, but in reality, it's for your best. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be a parent to sit here and allow you to keep on going down the road you're going without doing something about it. So I'm just curious to if y'all ever had that kind of conversation with your kids, or the biggest thing that I try to do is make sure that I wrapped it in love, to get her to understand that even though you don't like what I'm saying to you, you know, there's no way the only way you can make it seem like I don't love you by doing this, because that's your decision. But the truth is, you know what I'm saying? The truth is, I love you, and this is why.
I say that all the time. You got their best interests in mind, and it's like, man, you might not like it, but you know that I got your best interests at heart, for what I'm trying to tell you to do. You know what I mean, or suggest that you do, and that's part of being a parent, man. Like, everybody got a different approach. Sometimes I wish I was more strict or more harsh. Sometimes, like, oh, you got to do it this way. You know what I'm saying? But I was always kind of like, I just want you to be the best you can be. Do this. You know what I mean? This is my suggestion. I was never you got to do it this way type parent. You know what I mean? Like, and in some instances, I wish I would have been. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm similar. I mean, I think at a younger age, it's the conversation of you're going to do this is more direct, right? You know what I'm saying? From a parental approach for me. When my two older kids kind of got to high school is when I started, unless it was a matter of life and death, switched over to the suggestion piece, like this, because you know what I'm saying, once you get to high school, they're grown. It was not grown, but
they're grown. They're
grown enough to know right from wrong. Mm-hmm. They're grown enough to be held accountable for their decision making. They're grown enough to miss out on some stuff, right? Because I know that I'm guiding them in the direction, the right direction. But you know what I'm saying? They also need to learn some hard lessons before before they do turn 18 and enter young adulthood, because them lessons can cost you for a long period of your life, right? Good, bad, or indifferent.
Hell yeah.
So I think from, you know what I'm saying, when they going into that preteen to early teenage years, you gotta have there are some conversations. No, you're gonna do it this way, right? But as they get older to independence, it's now, hey, I've done it that way, and I know that way don't work, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That guy, like, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work, regardless of what you think. You know what I'm saying? And I'm suggesting strongly, and I understand where you come from too, Rodney. I don't even want you to have to deal with it, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same token, like, if it's life and death, yes, you have that conversation at that age. I would have that conversation with my 21-year-old and my 18-year-old right now. If it was a matter of life and death, hey, you gonna get locked up, you gonna go to jail forever.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna have that don't do that, right? Conversation. But if it's you're gonna be broke for a year, shawty, I told you not to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't my fault you broke. You know what I mean? Because I know that that's not gonna kill him.
I feel that this is the last step of training her before she leaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's getting ready to be away from me, and I haven't taught her this. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
not the last step though, but you trying to just instill certain things when she's not gonna be around you every day.
Exactly.
Because trust me, there's way more steps than that coming, especially for girls.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's never, especially with your daughter, it's never going to end. So what you actually about to go through with your daughter is a stage where I'm not gonna say, but they're gonna tell you that they're gonna do it their way, but when they call, nigga, you need to be there. Where you at? Like they're gonna still do it their way, but when they mess up, they know dad still got their back. You know what I'm saying? And that like and you're gonna take it with pride. Like you're not gonna turn her away, but
Nah, I got that.
she gonna bump her head, but that's gonna be growing pains. You know what I'm saying? But you know that you and Vicky have instilled certain morals, values, principles, and taught her that she's not gonna, you know what I mean, jump off the bridge, go left all the way. But you know what I mean? Like she going about to go through a stage where they do. Like my daughter, you know what I mean? Like me and my wife, I believe we did a great job. And then sometimes I want her to go out there and explore more, but then I'm still grateful that she is still at home while she's going through college. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm glad that she can still call me and be like, this is what's going on. And if I'm able to help, and it hasn't been an instance where I wasn't able to help, she like, Dad, I need your assistance with this. But she's independent enough where she's going to try to figure it out before she calls me. You know what I mean? It could be something down to as much as the other morning, her tires flat on her car. You know what I mean? And she like, you know what I mean? She called me when she said, my dad, my tires flat. I gotta get to school. So I go out there, put air in her tires. So I give her the pump and show her, you know what I mean? I'm like, you don't know how to put air in your tire. So I show her how to do it. So then she like, after that, she like, yeah, I know how to do it now. She was like, oh, my tire was flat the other day, but I didn't call you in the morning because I could do it now on my own. You know what I mean? Type thing. It's just like little stuff like that. You know what I mean? As you just teaching them how to be independent, but your daughter gonna always gonna be able to, you gonna want that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
When I said that, I didn't say it like, you know, I'm kicking her out the nest or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I mean, you know, I just feel like, you know, I can't let her go without, you know, I can't let her go to college and all this kind of stuff, and she doesn't have this knowledge. And I'm
give
not
her the knowledge, man. Give her a pocket knife. Give her a little bit of mace.
It ain't protection. It's some other shit. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it more online. I don't want to go into that detail. You know, but it's still, you know, it's my. I want to make sure that I can say I did. You know, I can say I did it all. Now the other part of it is I did tell her she's 17. She can absolutely not do what I want her to do because I can't force her. You know, at 17, I can't force you to do pretty much anything except for, you know, live in the rules of my house. But I'm asking her something other than that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I do feel that, you know, it was a tough conversation, and I just kind of wanted to send it out there. You know, you still got, even though it's tough, you still got to have these conversations with your kids. Like you really, your teenagers and what you call it, you know, and if anybody is having that situation, like don't wait. Because I should have had this conversation 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I should have had this a while ago. And now I'm, you know, but I was always tiptoeing around it. And I really feel like I should not have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have implemented the things that I'm talking about earlier. She should already be ready. But you know, I'm starting where I am now.
That's what I was about to say. Like you can't go back in time. So that's all you could do is like, don't even worry about that. Just implement it now. You subconsciously, man, you've been implementing. You just hadn't had a direct conversation. But your daughter know what you like and don't like. And my wife tell me all the time, at the end of the day, we have made impressions on our daughters because we have been in their life. They're gonna do what they want to do, but I found that they do value our opinion. You know what I'm saying? In some way, like our opinion does hold weight in their choice. Whether or not they did exactly what you may have wanted them to do, they still took our opinion into consideration. So they could have went all the way left. You know what I'm saying? But they were like, I'm just gonna go halfway because I know dad ain't. I can get away with this. I ain't gonna go all the way here. You know what I'm saying? Just because we are fathers in our daughter's life. You know what I'm saying? Like all three of us, you know what I mean? We live in the household. Our daughter, we see our daughters every day. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, and I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? Like that I still see my daughter in the morning before she leaves out. You know what I mean? Like if I'm home, she leaves out, Dad, I'm about to go, have a great day. She on her way to school, on her way to work. You know what I mean? Like I value that, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that you know what I mean, all three of us, and you know what I mean, we fathers to our kids, man. You know what I mean? And just going off subject a little bit, that's how a lot of black fathers are now. Like we killing that stereotype, man. It's a lot of fathers who are in their kids' lives. Like it ain't that absentee father syndrome in the black community no more, man. You know what I mean? Like my brother, like he raised his daughter, you know what I mean? Even though him and his wife didn't make it, they got a divorce. His daughter came to live with him, and he was, I ain't gonna say he was a single father, but she was with him every day. You know what I'm saying? She didn't live with her mother. She lived with him. I see a lot of fathers like that. And that's just one circumstance. Like that's not the norm anymore, man. Like we here and we actually changing that paradigm. We changing them generational curses. And that's part of the reason why we sitting here having this dad mentality show. Like, cause we not the only ones who doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. All right, Coach, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Nah,
move on?
Nah, I said it. I said my piece.
All right.
Yep.
All right. As a barber, I love it. The perfect evolution of beard growth. I don't know. I guess he's talking about us.
I guess he's looking at you, naked face. He's looking at Coach.
I don't know. Brian said hello,
my
funny
shit don't grow.
And Olivia, of course. Miss O said she's such a sweetie pie. She was shooting that towards my daughter, but she was shooting
she is
towards you. You Maddie Ice, that you did more than an okay job, and I love that. And to back it up is Teo. So yep,
good son. Yeah. That's his little joke, right?
Okay. So,
that's
so that's good. If Matty Ice was talking trash, Teo would have called him out, but I guess he didn't. So I guess it's what you were saying.
Nah, he can't call me out. He can't call me out.
It's all good. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into an inspirational moment. This might bring some conversation in. I'm not gonna lie to you. I picked this last second, so it didn't really go with our topic and stuff. But hey, I'm gonna play it. You tell me how you feel, and we keep it moving. And then we're going to get into our terrible picks. Oh, we got to talk about the Commanders and see what Coach want to argue about that about. But we're going to check this out real quick. Let me get this. Oh, it's in the picture.
If a man has the ability, the mind, the mental sharpness, and the fortitude to come into your life and provide real infrastructure, then he is a provider. There are seasons in a person's life where they 50 might not look like half the bills, but if he shows up in other ways to supplement and make it make sense, you gotta understand that. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm not sending this as a shot to discourage you, sending it as a shot to wake up. If the only thing you know of provision is a paycheck, then you know nothing of it. If that's what you think a man being a provider is, you have no clue what a real provider is supposed to do. That's why so many kept women are lonely.
All right, so I've watched that before, and I kind of feel that a lot of and once again, we don't do this show to bash anybody. I'm not putting it out there that a stereotype that all women believe that money matters or money has to be a provision. But I do feel like in our culture, it is glorified that money is what the man has to bring. And, I know that all of us bring more than money to our families, and I just feel that it's important that we do even have that conversation. That he applies that if a man brings structure, stability, there's a lot of other things that men bring besides money. What do y'all fellas feel about that?
No, I agree. Every household is different. Like,
Yeah.
we're in a different paradigm. You know what I mean? Like, you bring in stability, you bring in confidence and protection to your household. You know what I mean? Like, because I've known households where the woman, you know what I mean, she may be a little more schooled than the man, like as far as like in the books, you know what I mean? So she holds that portion down, but the man provides a different level of security to allow her to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So she knows if anything was to occur or happen, she has somebody to protect her. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like the lions, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she does that. So I agree. So I don't look at it anyway. But in another household, it could be completely the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, the man may go out and he provides the paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And does that, but at the same time, he gives it to her to allow her to do her part. So I think we just need to get off of what works for one household works for the other household. And I honestly think that's the problem, that we worried about what's going on in somebody else's household and what they doing online and what this is. If you cool with it and your household is cool with it and y'all prospering and moving forward, man, do what you do, man. Don't worry about what somebody else doing, what your girl think and all of that. Like, nah, this what we do over here. You know what I'm saying? This what we doing over here, and this is what's working. So so that's the only thing. Like this, I don't like that standard. Like, the man need to do this, the woman need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out what works for your household,
Absolutely.
for your dynamic, for what y'all doing and what you're trying to build and grow. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
All right, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak from a husband and wife perspective. I mean, I think people got to understand that you're one, right? So, and being
say that again, Coach.
From a husband and
that you're what? That you're one.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what it is. Like, and because
that's the problem. Most people they don't operate as one when they marry. They still operating as separate entities. This is mine, this is yours. Of course, you can still have your own individuality and all of that, but y'all one at that point, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I think it's too many people out here that, like you said, Matt, that want separate entities. But you know what I'm saying? They want to be married, but they want to have separate responsibilities or individuality in the marriage. But the marriage is one, right? You become one when you're married. It's funny because the law penalizes you for not being one, right? You know what I mean? Taxes, money wise, all that stuff. So it's like, for people to sit back and still think that there are assigned roles in marriage, though, is wild to me. Like, it's almost a recipe for this destruction, right? You know what I'm saying? Unless it's biblically, you know what I'm saying, a biblical truth, you know what I mean? Then, though, like, it's not. It doesn't matter if one person makes more money than the other. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The husband's supposed to be the protector. We understand that, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that we probably understand. Husband, you gotta love your wife as Christ loved the church. That's the husband's responsibility. The funny thing is it's not biblically. The wife's responsibility is just to honor her husband. It's not even to love him. It's just to honor him, right? But together they're all one. So it doesn't. For people to get out here and still be on the 50% this, 50% that, it's amazing to me because for the longest time, it was never 50%, right? You know what I mean? And then it becomes 50% now, and people try to make it a requirement. What are you bringing to the table? Well, truth be told, I'm bringing me. And this is who I am. Just like you bringing you.
But it's a partnership. And it's a partnership. And just like in some business, everybody not always bringing 50% to the table. Somebody bringing equality, somebody bringing sweat equity. Somebody bringing the funds. You know what I mean? To get it. I got the money, but I don't have the time.
Yes.
You got the time, but you don't have the money. So that's the same thing in a relationship or merge or anything. But people look at it so different. And the reason, and I'm gonna say the reason why is because we care too much about what outside influences and people who have nothing to do with our household thinks about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't care. So I look at different things. So it's the status quo, right? So it's like people look at you a certain way if you're not doing a certain thing. So that's like I have no like this weekend. Like it's like, oh, it was y'all 20th anniversary. What did y'all do? Like they like we supposed to be on the island. We supposed to be doing this and X, Y, and Z.
It's like, my 20th. It's your 20th anniversary.
Exactly.
Though, man.
You know what I mean? I could have did that, but then you know what I mean. But then it's like you do it just to appease other people because that's what everybody thought you were supposed to do. So you spend this money that you could have spent, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna spend this money a different way. I'm not exactly, you know what I'm saying? Most people do it just to do it, to show it online, to say, oh, I went here, I went there. Not saying that you shouldn't travel, but it was like we were happy. You know what I'm saying? With what we did. We could have did something different, but we chose not to because we got another plan, and people don't have to know your plan. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. And just think about how marriages start off. In order to get married, what do you have to do?
You do your vows.
And you gotta have a what? Most people say you gotta have a wedding.
Oh, wedding. Okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Marriages start off
as a social event. Not as a you know.
You understand what I mean? Like, people spend thousands of dollars,
hundreds of thousands of dollars, man,
to please other people to watch them get married. That is the wildest notion that I've ever heard of my life.
Yeah, instead of taking that money to buy a house or taking that money to do a lot of different things to start your marriage.
But think about how messed up it is. People do it now, and they really know for real. They don't even want to marry them. They don't even want to get married. They spend the bread, and they already on the verge of divorce before they walk down the aisle. Nigga, right. They already beefing. You know what I'm saying? They already beefing before they even walk down the aisle, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but in order to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with public opinion or whatever the case may be, they still do it. You know what I mean? But you can have the exact same joint. You could have went to the Justice of Peace, went to Upper Marlboro. I don't know what state you in, but you could have went, you know what I mean, wherever. And invited a few people down, and then hey, we go out afterwards and do something. But people, you know what I mean. So it's all about your mindset and what's important to you. You know what I mean. But most of us, well, I don't say most of us, but this time of the world that we're living in, man, it's all about that social credits, man, like how people view you online. And I think that's a dangerous thing, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why you was like just going back to our kids and showing them like what's important, like the ugly show. Like, why? Like, why do we feel that way? Why do we feel we have to live up to a certain standard or persona or a certain look, and it's all because we care about it. Like I go back to like a high school mentality. I'd be like, motherfuckers act like they still in high school. Like you still worried about was, you know what I mean? You know, when you was in high school, you cared about what somebody thought about you. We're like, man, you're not in high school no more, man. We adults, and you know what I mean? Do what's best for your household, because that's what they doing. You know what I mean? They may laugh and joke, but at the end of the day, man. Yeah.
All right, Matty Ice, you good, man? You felt like you had something to get off your chest.
Yeah,
You know, man.
Life on that one.
Nah, it's all good. Hey, I feel you, brother. Nah, I feel you. It's all good.
How you feel about it, Rodney? I know you usually have a lot to say too, but I'm like some certain things be like just kind of. I see it, you know what I mean, on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
Man,
like,
let me tell
like,
you
bro.
something, dog. You preaching to the choir. If you don't think, all right, well, all right, I'll be honest. So now you're gonna make me go what? but you know, hey, look, and I'll be honest with you. It took me so long to get my in-laws under control, even though my in-laws, I love them to death. They are great grandparents. They are great people, but they very much believe snapshots. And that was one of the things I had to talk to them. I was like, you can't come into my house and get a snapshot and think that's the way things are. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you see me, you come in and I'm disciplining my children, now that's the snapshot you got for our entire last 20 years. Like, nah, it don't work that way. And I hate when people come in and take snapshots and think, and I even tell people all the time, you know, because people get the snapshots that me and my wife's relationship is perfect. By far. By far not perfect. But they get the snapshot because they see us enjoying our lives and we have a great time together. And don't get me wrong, me and my wife are madly in love and have a great relationship. Far from perfect, you know. And the same thing people say, oh, I want my life to be. No, you don't. No, you want your life to be like yours. Don't come over here trying to take any marital advice from me other than work hard. Because that's the only one I'm going to give you.
Same
work
here.
hard.
I can give you some marital advice, but your household different. I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
what works for you. What works for me don't work for everybody. It's not going to work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for Coach. Coach, I know. I go in this house. He comes in mine. We don't. You know, I'm not trying to. I can't be like Coach. You know, and Coach,
everybody got different personalities. Like my wife, not your wife, nobody, you know what I mean? Like how I can talk to my wife and how we deal, not the same. Like it's not gonna be like I'm not the same as you. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna be the same. Like you, but
I didn't think you know, I just pulled this up, and like I said, everything's different, but I do hate there's a few things I hate when I talk to people who are not married. One is when they say stuff like, oh, 50-50. And I look right at them and say, okay, well, get that out of your mind. Because it's 100-100. You have to give 100. You're not giving 50%. You have to give 100 to your marriage no matter what that other person's giving.
Yeah, because it's going to be certain times where the other party might not, they could be going through it. They ain't got nothing to give. So you still got to have their back. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about. But certain people, like they ready to run as soon as, like.
But if you're always giving 100. If you're always giving 100, then you can't. There becomes a point where, when both parties are giving 100, there's no letting down. Because even if my 100 today is like, you know, is 80% of what I did yesterday, it's still my 100 today. No matter what that is. So it never goes to that, oh, you only gave 80%. You only gave 20%. You only gave it. If my 20% is all the 100 I can give, guess what? I still gave 100. And I'm going to give 100 every day. Every day I'm going to give 100 of everything I got. I
understand that.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you, but they want to get into this 80-20 thing. I hate that. And then the other one is when they say something like, what's the word I'm looking for? My husband is weak, or my husband is not as strong as you, or my husband is this, or either my wife. And even this goes for my male friends who say something about my wife. My wife is this, my wife is that. I was like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's my question, because you can't change what that other person is. And also that what you call weak may be strength to someone else. It's just about how you look at it. So, you can't sit here and say that my partner is this and my partner is that, and that's what's messing up our marriage. No, what are you doing? What are you doing that needs to change? Because that's the only thing that can change is what you're doing. So that's the other thing I go into. So, but we gotta get ready to get into these terrible picks. Coach, did you have anything you wanted to say before closing out?
Nah, I said my piece. I'm good. Yeah,
All right.
I'm straight.
All right, we about to get into these terrible, terrible picks real quick. But hold on, first of all,
I think we need to change that too.
what, the terrible, terrible picks?
Yeah, that's why we lose, man. We can't call them terrible
we
picks, man.
We only lose it because of who did not win that game this week. We've been going.
Don't do that, Coach. Don't do that, Coach, because you actually picked the Commanders this week.
Exactly.
So now you're gonna flip.
I did.
Now you're gonna flip. So you can't do that, Coach.
I did pick them, and shame on fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That thing will never happen again.
Hold on. First of all, they played a respectable game. It wasn't like they didn't play a respectable game. And I'm telling you, Jaden Daniels is that dude.
I told y'all that.
That dude is for real. Like the poise in the pocket he had in this game, and just the what you call it, just how he looked. And I mean,
if the defense would have showed up and got us just one more stop, we could have won the joint. They just couldn't stop Lamar. You know what I mean? But we knew our defense.
Lamar's probably the best, most.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
In the league right now.
We just needed to stop. We needed to stop.
Who's a better quarterback than Lamar, athletic wise?
No, I'm not even. That's not even what I'm questioning. I'm just but we just needed to stop. I'm not even questioning that. Like he's been stopped before.
One of the best athletes in the league.
Yeah, we got an interception off of them, but I think their defense showed up better than ours, and they was able to stop us where we couldn't stop them. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all it was. Because we got the only turnover in the game. They just showed up better.
Yeah, you can say what's not gonna happen. I ain't picking them.
So you're not picking them against Carolina this week?
Nope, Carolina gonna beat them.
Oh, you lost it. You lying now. You lying, Coach.
Yeah. Now he just want to prove a point. Nah, that shit work.
I tell you one thing: if I pick them this week and we could on this show next week and Carolina beat the Commanders.
They could. I'm just saying anything can happen any given Sunday, but we not losing to Carolina at home. Especially after coming off that joint.
I agree.
You got it. But anyway, we're going. All right, so now I'm gonna keep on calling terrible, terrible picks to y'all. I get 2 wins in a row or something, and then I'll call it something different. Right now, still y'all terrible, terrible picks, and Coach keep on wanting to pick the worst games.
I mean, this week the game's gonna be tough.
All right, well, come on, let's go. I'm ready.
Them picks tough every week, man. Slim, we had a 25 leg parlay.
Hold on, somebody
25 leg parlay this weekend. Missed it by one leg.
What is it?
And it was Reed from the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, he sold it.
He needed to have 40 yards. This nigga got 28 yards. Yeah. That was the only leg that ain't cash. Man. Out of 25, that joint have been 4K.
Man. All right, I'll start off with all right, here we go. We're gonna know by Thursday.
Oh, but I'm gonna tell you 2 weeks in a row. Running backs, anytime touchdown. Pick the top 5 running backs that's playing that week. Put them in a 5-game parlay, and they hitting. I hit 2 weeks in a row. 5-game parlay, picking the best running backs.
Just anytime
touchdown, 5-game joints. I done hit them 2 weeks in a row. Picking the best running backs in the what you call it, because here's the thing, even when it gets trash time, Them
They
bad
end up
scoring
getting it.
last minute because
They still
when it gets
score.
trash time, so when you got they end up scoring because then they just running all fourth quarter, and they
I
end up
like the
scoring.
anytime jump because you was showing me the first time score,
Oh, I do that too.
but the anytime I can see the anytime for the running backs.
Smack with my man. Derrick Henry will be first to score in every game I put in because he hit me. He's been first to score for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
First to score.
Hey, no, I had a monster college joint this weekend. And LSU did win, Rodney.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I
But,
wasn't
I mean, you
tripping.
had
Like,
to cash that out,
I
though,
had
dog.
I had a seven leg blend back with LSU to win the last leg. Joy offered me $300 to get out before
Oh, you took it?
game. Oh yeah, I took it.
What would you have
LSU
won if you didn't take it?
900.
All
But
right.
I
It's a
doubled back.
$10 bet.
I still but I doubled back on
Mhm.
some night games with LSU to win and got another 3.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So I ended up being down 3 on it. So
But you wasn't that well, but yeah, but you
win
up.
to win.
That's
Yeah.
that's like I was talking about. You sold Bitcoin, you still up, nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's a win is a win. You know what I mean? If you in profit, you in profit.
Yeah.
How about
you're
that?
right.
How about this bet I had for the Lions Cowboys game? I had this bet that would have won me, I think it was 600. I had first to score David Montgomery to score 2 touchdowns, Detroit Lions to win by 3.5. This is Armand St. Brown anytime touchdown. And the last thing I had was CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown. If I had CeeDee Lamb had scored at anytime touchdown, I probably, because I had 2 different bets, I would have won over 1,000. I was
You
so
should have.
pissed off.
Like you would think he would have scored a touchdown. Cowboys. That's why I don't put no money on the Cowboys.
I'm gonna tell you what. I wish you. Can you put on interceptions? Because next week they play another defense. I'm putting at least 3 interceptions up there.
Yeah,
Your
the problem
boy.
with interceptions though, you gotta do it the day of the game, and you gotta pick who gonna get it.
Yeah, your boy is crazy. You don't gotta pick who. No, you can put you gotta pick who's gonna get the interception.
Mm-hmm. You can pick defensive turnover, but you can't pick.
Huh.
You gotta pick. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the bets. I'm sorry. Let's go get this over with.
This is all good.
Who we got?
So we're gonna start off gate. Broncos at the Saints. Thursday night football.
Damn. Come on, man. I thought that's not an easy pick right there.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, it is no easy pick this week.
Do the Saints win this week?
That's a tough jump right there.
I think I had Kamara as one of my running backs.
Yeah, but
I think the Saints. But they playing at the Saints.
They playing at the Saints.
Who's the quarterback for the Broncos now?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
And Carr just got hurt, and
Spencer
Adams
Rattler
not playing. I'm gonna go Broncos.
Carr's hurt.
Yeah. Be out for another 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go Broncos too.
All right. I said
all right.
So, but
Who you like? Who you like?
Saints?
I said the Saints.
Okay.
Even without Carr?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Saints.
Uh-huh.
I'm going Broncos.
Yeah. Next up, who
the Saints backup quarterback? Who?
Spencer Rattler.
Oh no, yeah. Fuck yeah, we're going Broncos.
All right. What's the next one?
The next one is, I'll say, this is a tough one too. The Lions at the Vikings.
Lions.
That's gonna be a great game. I'm going Lions. The Vikings do a loss, man. They can't go undefeated. I'm going against the Vikings until they get that L.
What's that?
It's at the Vikings. I think the Lions gonna win.
Really?
The Lions are good, bro.
They did. They looked real good. Yeah.
I know they just lost their man, broke his. You see that play? Nigga leg whipped around. That's crazy. How the leg and smacked the nigga shin and the nigga leg broke
I
like
don't know.
that.
I don't know. I think this might have been just like their Super Bowl. Them niggas might take it easy next week.
I mean, don't get
Vikings
it
might
twisted. They still 4-1 or 5-1, something like that.
The Vikings undefeated. They just
And the Lions
and the
5-1.
But
And
the
they playing at the
Vikings coming off a bye week too, ain't they?
Nah, I'm going with the Vikings.
The Vikings just came off a bye, didn't they? They didn't play this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I might have
I'm
to go
going to the Vikings.
I might have to go Vikings. They coming off a bye too.
Yeah,
I'm
coming
going
off of
Lions.
Lions,
It's all good. Y'all
Lions
gonna
going to take
listen
a break this week. Lions take a break. They had this Super Bowl against the Cowboys because they beat the dog.
That's
They
a
was-
tough one, but
Hey, they
just
was
because
playing every down against-
just because the Vikings coming off a bye and they at home
Yeah.
and they just mopped and the Lions just mopped the Cowboys, this might be a trap game for them.
They're gonna be on vacation all this week.
The Vikings
Celebrating that win.
Got it. All
Yeah,
right,
go
so,
Vikings. I'm gonna take Vikings. It's gonna be tough though.
all right. So this next one is an easy one. The Dolphins at the Colts.
You said that's an easy one.
Yeah. Colts gonna win that game.
I'm gonna go. Flacco been looking good. I roll with the Colts.
Yeah,
The
Colts
Dolphins.
Dolphins still ain't they got nobody throw the ball.
Yeah, don't got nobody throw the ball.
Yeah.
I go Colts. I'm good with that.
So, well, you could either go. The next 3 games gonna be tough, bruh. So,
Next 3, we already got 3.
no, I'm just saying. I'm trying to pick out of the next. It's 5 games left, 6 games left, and 4 of them are tough. Well, we go Panthers at Commanders. Y'all already got that.
We going Commanders.
Yeah.
All right. So
Coach,
that's cool.
Who did you pick, Coach?
I pick the Commanders. I think they're gonna win that.
Okay. I just wanted you to say it.
Don't worry.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm telling you, if they lose,
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? What'd you say, Coach?
I said Commanders, but if they
okay.
lose,
All right.
I'm telling y'all now, y'all better not get on this show next week. Y'all might as well just go ahead and put the phone joint. Let me run the show by myself next week. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all that.
All right. Who's the last game?
Ain't no easy pick out of none of these. So, of course, I'm gonna go with the Texans at the Packers.
Oh, that's gonna be a battle right there.
I mean, here's the deal: it's Texans at Packers, Bengals at Browns, Chiefs at
Bengals
49ers.
at Browns, nigga. Give me the Bengals.
That's not gonna happen. That's
What
a
you
rivalry
mean?
joint. That's like Cowboys.
Man, the Browns is done, bro.
But Rodney ain't gonna win no money. We can go Bengals Browns.
What you think, Rodney? I go Bengals Browns. I go Bengals.
Brown, the Houston and Packers. Yeah, I go Bengals. Well, actually, I want to pick Houston over the Packers because fuck love, but you know, I'll go ahead.
That's gonna be a tough jump right there. CJ Stroud looking good though, but that's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah,
But you say, and it's in Green Bay. That's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got? My $20 bet to win me 163. I'll take it. All right. So we got the Broncos. The Broncos over the Saints. We got Minnesota over Detroit. We got the Colts over Miami, and we got the NFC East number 1 team, the Washington Commanders, going against Carolina Panthers. And then the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I like that. That should be a win next week.
Maybe we get a winner this week for $163. And we'll see what happened. Hey, fellas, it was another great show. I appreciate y'all joining me again this week. Hey, for the people in the comments, please let us know what your picks are on this NFL picks. And, check in with us again. Thank you again. I'm going to give a shout out to my girl, Brenda Brown, in Sauce in the City. She has been in the background supporting us, and I appreciate that. For sure. Never want to take anything for granted. And thank you for all. Should make sure y'all follow us on everything dad_mentality, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And as another great show. God bless. Good night.
All right.